Proverbs 16, verse 28. A froward man soweth strife, and a whisperer separateth chief friends. This sermon may seem strange, because it is not the regular kind of sermon given in churches. It is a sermon about gossip. Gossip is a grave sin that can cause danger to anyone, anywhere, anyhow, and anytime. Friendships have ended because of rumors and gossip. Gossip has ended relationships, partnerships. Gossip has even split up church congregations. Gossip is not limited to the church only. It happens everywhere, where people congregate regularly. It happens in families, offices, factories, high schools, colleges, and even in churches. I think the only adequate way to describe this sin is that it is an acceptable sin. Gossip is one of the most acceptable sins in the church today. Gossip is so common in churches, and we have become familiar with it. So much so, we don't notice it anymore. The church is so quick to judge a drunkard, someone who drinks alcohol, or even someone who uses drugs, but gossips get a free pass every time. It doesn't matter what you call gossip, it is a sin, and it must stop. Roots of gossip can be seen in Romans 1 verse 29, which says, "They are fully of envy, murder, strife, deceit, maliciousness. They are gossips, slanderers." So you see the context of it. Deceit, maliciousness, slander. It is really ugly, and it is right up there with things that hurt people. Paul says the same thing in 2 Corinthians 12 verse 20. There may be quarreling, jealousy, anger, hostility, slander, gossip, conceit. There it is, back to back with slander again. So, gossip is something hurtful. It is something that damages community and damages people. If you don't know, this sin has destroyed many churches today. It has made people leave churches because the church congregation won't stop talking about them secretly in the church. Why should this continue? We must stop this act. What God told us to do is to speak edifying things, not gossip. Do you want to know what God will do to people who gossip? He said He will destroy them. Psalm 101 verse 5. Whoever secretly slanders his neighbor, him I will destroy. The one who has a haughty look and a proud heart, him I will not endure. God said that, not me. Whoever secretly slanders his neighbor, him I will destroy. God takes gossiping very seriously. This is the word of the Lord to all of us. We must stop the gossip. Ask yourself, how do you feel when you know that someone just talked bad about you to different people? The way you feel is the way others will feel when they find out you were talking about them secretly. If we want to help someone, let us help them without slandering them. No one wants that for themselves. Gossip is always full of lies. People exaggerate most of the time when gossiping. That lie is a sin, and talking of someone negatively is a sin. Why is gossiping a sin? Even though some people must have been taught in the church that it is a sin, they might not find it to be a sin, not because they are not convinced it is a sin, but because gossiping has been deep-rooted in their lives. So much so, they cannot do without it. It is as if life is boring without gossiping. Gossiping can make you popular, it can get you friends, and it can make you feel like you are important. Who wouldn't like to hear about other people's lives? One of the things that God hates is telling lies, deceit, God doesn't care who you are. He doesn't care about your position in the church. If you tell lies, and you spread it for others to hear of it, you are not pleasing God. The Bible says that we must keep evil out of our mouths. We must stop speaking evil of another person just because you want others to know about it. God hates that. You have to stop it. Psalm 34 verse 13 says, "Keep thy tongue from evil, and thy lips from speaking guile." The Bible also said in Ephesians 4 verse 29 that, "Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers." Gossip is a corrupt communication that the Lord is against, and if you do it, you have gone against the Lord. It is a sin. The Bible also called the people who go about gossiping the idle. They become idle so that they can spread information about other people. 1 Timothy 5 verse 13. "And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies, speaking things which they ought not." Gossip destroys the lives of others. There are many people out there who have been deprived of things that can make them great because someone spread rumors about them. People's credibility has been destroyed because of gossip. You do this, and you think it is not a sin? Do you think God will be pleased with you for slander? What you are doing can destroy a life. It can push someone into depression, and even push them over the edge. We don't know what people are going through in their personal lives. Look at everyone you see, and think of everyone you know. Every single one of them is going through some sort of battle. They may hide that battle behind a smile, but don't be fooled. They are in a battle, and you as a Christian don't need to add to their load by gossiping. Gossip reduces trust. This is how it works. The person you talked to about another person will not trust you, because they will feel you will talk about them the same way to another person. Keep talking about people behind their back if you think you are entertaining others. What you are doing to yourself is that nobody will trust you. They will believe that you will keep talking about them to others. When people see you, they might start to hide because they are afraid you will want to know about them. You need to stop gossiping. After all of this, are you still thinking it is normal to gossip? Are you still thinking God doesn't care about you gossiping? Or are you still thinking that you are trying to get help for the people you are talking about? Gossip is a dangerous sin which we must stop. I will not deceive you. God said He would destroy those who involve in this act. He doesn't care if you are a pastor. You must get it right. God doesn't care if you hold an important role in the church. If you don't stop to gossip, He will cut you off. We don't want to be cut off. We don't want to be the reason there is no unity in the church. We don't want to be the reason why hatred thrives in the church. If you have caused damage through gossip before, it is time to adjust and clear the evil you have spoken about another person. Concentrate on the important thing, and never let slander out of your mouth. Matthew 22, verses 37 to 40. Jesus replied, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments." The second commandment, love your neighbor. Your neighbor is not necessarily that person who lives next door. Your neighbor is anyone who you have the capacity to help. Let's see Jesus' response to, "Who is my neighbor?" in Luke 10.
But he, desiring to justify himself, asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" And Jesus answered, saying, "Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell among the robbers?" He said, "The one who showed him mercy." And Jesus said, "You go and do likewise." Everyone around you is your neighbor, and you must be ever willing to show love to as many people as possible.